What is going on? I am Anon Moose. We're sitting here on the zmoT account, and a few of you have sent me messages saying, remind us to put the creator boost in. So creator boost expires in 7 days. Need to re-add it every 7 days. A little bit on the annoying side, but I just wanted to point out one other thing. You can throw that boost in any Supercell game you play, whether it's Brawl Stars, Clash Royale, Clash of Clans, all that good stuff. So please consider throwing my name in other games as well if you see fit. Nonetheless, let's have a quick look into the War Factory. Now, I'm going to do something a little bit different today. We're going to use the screenshot feature so I can actually tell you and show you what I'm talking about. So if we happen to go to the left-hand side, we're going to have to deal with this Doom Cannon right here. So I'm going to use my GBE on that potentially. Now, otherwise, these SIMOs right in here are going to cause nothing but problems as we try to remove the shock launchers and or the rocket launchers back in here. So rather than trying to deal with going wide around the SIMOs, we could potentially come back around here. I'm going to get rid of the SIMO first. That is what my general plan is. We're still going to have to deal with these grapplers and this Doom Cannon, but overall going to the right looks easier to me. On a max level account, it's going to be very, very, very different. Probably just get rid of these Doom Cannons and then drop Grens for all of these machine guns and things over here. I'm going to switch accounts after this is done and do that, but for the HQ18, I'm going to come up, get rid of these, then retreat, and then we'll deal with the shock launchers, rocket launchers, Doom Cannons, and grapplers. So that's my overall plan. Let's just see if that actually works as Supercell comes back into game, and let's just do it. First of all, I want to check the ranges of some things. As you can see, the shock launchers will range us as we're trying to get rid of SIMOs. That's to be expected. Rocket launchers also. Hot pots will potentially be an issue, or the machine guns will be an issue. So I'm just going to park right in the... I'm going to park towards the machine guns, a little bit more friendly than hot pots. And we should be able to land with one smoke. So we'll potentially lose some troops here, but we shouldn't lose all that many. We're going to drop our troops right... Actually, you know what? First of all, we're going to mark that SIMO because we want our troops to get rid of the SIMO. We don't really care about the boom cannon. Now, is there anything we can hack before we do that? No, I don't think there is. So what we're going to do here is drop all of our troops up straight away. Don't need to drop smoke right away just because this is a SIMO and there are some zookas and things. So we're going to definitely lose some troops, but not necessarily all that many. 3 shocks just so that our troops clear. That boom cannon is going to help us out a little tiny bit. Now we just need to make sure we are getting rid of that SIMO. And then we're going to retreat, run away, dropping all of our gunboat energy as fast as we can onto that Doom Cannon. As soon as your troops get back to the boat, your GBE stops. So definitely didn't get all of our barrage and artillery down, but it's a good start. Lost some zookas, but overall, that's acceptable losses, I would say. Anyways, that Boom Cannon... Not sure hacking it was useful, but it might have saved a couple troops or something. Don't really know. Nonetheless, now that we've got things started, we have another issue in the fact that the boom cannon is damaged. And by having the boom cannon be damaged, we can't come right into here and double hack the shock launchers because that boom cannon is going to draw our hack. So we're going to have to do a bit of a longer walk. Not ideal, but shouldn't be a huge deal. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drop Everspark right in this bottom corner, let her spit out her 12 critters. There is a limit of 12 critters that she can have out, by the way, and then I'm going to mark these shock launchers. Obviously, if you have Critter Swarm, you can have more than 12 critters, but her Robot Overlord ability only will drop 12, and then she'll just do dry dumps or whatever you want to call them. I had an innuendo to make there as far as not actually dropping troops, but I can't think of what the heck it is. So if you happen to have that innuendo in your mind, please do let me know because my mind is just totally blanking on that one right now. Nonetheless, there we go, shooting blanks. She was shooting blanks as far as critters go. that's the best I can do at this juncture. So we're going to throw Miss Everspark's hack out. We're going to throw another smoke out. Did not get the double hack, but really it doesn't matter because she's still alive, and that's the important bit. So getting rid of these shock launchers, and why I hack shock launchers instead of rocket launchers is because they have more health. And by them having more health, it just means that we don't have to barrage quite as much. And I assume we're going to be barraging those rocket launchers afterwards, but maybe we can hack them as well. Maybe we can hack 1 or 2 of them. One thing to be aware of, we actually had enough for a double hack. I am dumb. Didn't see that our critters picked up a little bit extra GBE, did the math and didn't think we could do it. So that's a complete failure on my part. Nonetheless, let's get our artillery out. I did not boost the tribes either, I don't think, on this account. So failure number 2. Let's retreat quickly while those critters are still working away on those factory supplies. Let's check the tribes, shall we, folks? Yes, artillery damage. Make sure you boost that up. That's going to be incredibly, incredibly useful. So, bit of a failure on my part. Whoop-de, yay. Not 2 for 2 on that one. Not so good. So that tribe definitely will be helpful for you and should make it so that you can take down this war factory much, much easier if you're HQ18, obviously. So, artillery doing tons of damage. Should highly, highly recommend it. And now I'm going to push the hack button, and I'm going to walk up and get this rocket launcher here because, oh, that cannon just turned and looked Everspark directly in the eyes and then didn't hit her. So a little bit lucky there. We're going to double hack. We're going to get rid of 1 rocket launcher. You know what? I'm not going to double hack. Forget that noise. We're just going to get rid of the shock launcher. Don't need to waste that extra 15 GBE because we have the artillery tribe. I'm going to try this artillery tribe out right dead center in these rockets. I think it's going to be incredibly... Yeah, there we go. So realistically, hacking those rocket launchers probably not going to be as effective as simply throwing artillery right dead center on them. So fairly good at this point. Do we have any free GBE? Yes, we've got tons and tons of free GBE. So we're going to drop some zookas down in here. Don't have all that many left, unfortunately. But we should be able to pick up a free artillery or 2, which is all we're really after at this point. We're going to hit retreat once. That just lets us retreat at the drop of a dime. And now we just need 1 more artillery. Not sure there's enough GBE here. It's going to be very... Yeah, we've got it. We've got it. So as soon as we get that third GBE, that third factory supply crate right about now, I'm going to hit that. Then we're going to hit retreat. And down go the rockets. So we've got this whole right side opened up for us, ready to go. The pump has been primed. Let's get a couple more zookas loaded, spending some diamonds, spending some dimes. Not my favorite thing to spend, but might as well get going. Don't only have instant trading on the 1 account at the moment. Still need to get rid of that doom cannon. Only 1 artillery, maybe 2 will be required though. So we're going to drop 1 smoke right in here. Otherwise, we're going to lose Everspark or some zookas. And then we're going to walk all the way over to this corner, staying the heck away from that hot pot. Let's throw that artillery on that doom cannon before I forget about it. Okay, so we need 2 because we are a low level. And now we're just going to cruise our way all the way back to the corner. Now, you probably want to use a smoke or 2 just to gap your way through here. Throw your smoke so the very, very edge is in that corner, and your troops should survive and be ready to pop out and blow things up. At this point, we're just going to walk forwards. Not going to shock those grapplers because Everspark should be gracing us with some critters fairly soon. And as long as Everspark stays towards the back, we're okay. Right now, we're just going to farm some GBE. We're going to get rid of these sniper towers. Then we're going to move slightly to the left, staying the heck away from those hot pots is my main objective on this attack. We're going to get all of our troops into here. And at this point, I was hoping that Everspark's critters were going to make that boom surprise pop up, but the fact that it's not isn't a huge deal. Right about now, I probably want to flare it just because troops don't recognize it until it pops up. So just by flaring it, we can guarantee that our troops go get it. And now I'm going to shock all of these things, throwing that shock so that our troops our shock gets 3 of the grapplers, and then the mortars, and then I'm going to shock. Realistically, that shock was not super smart because we were in the blind spot of that closest grappler. So you probably want to shock so that you actually have all of the mortars shocked. That would make way, way more sense. And then we're just going to keep using the universal remote. Keep going on the universal remote so that all of those mortars are gone, hopefully. Might have used too many universal remotes all at once, but I think those hotpots and that one last remaining Doom Cannon should be fairly sufficient, I hope. And then that should do it. Uh-oh, didn't quite get that mortar down, which is going to be a problem. Need it to go ASAP. Man, that was close. So not a terribly difficult War Factory today. It looks very difficult with those hotpots up the front and those SIMOs. About the most difficult hit was getting rid of those SIMOs. Afterwards, it's just straight up hacks. And as you saw, I screwed up my hack on those shock launchers. Let Everspark drop those critters up front, which is going to get you some extra gunboat energy, which is going to make it so that you can hopefully hack all 4 shock launchers in one go. As you saw there, I totally screwed up and did not get any double hacks. So if you get a double hack at least once, you're going to save a smoke, which is going to make it so that you can get all 4 of those shock launchers down. Nonetheless, this is HQ18 taking down War Factory with a couple diamonds spent, but overall fairly straightforward. The hotpots are not in any sort of danger. Just avoid them. Stay nice and wide. Get to that back corner, and down goes the War Factory. So, like I said, one other thing to consider is when you're taking out those SIMOs, if you throw your smoke before your troops, that's going to give the SIMO fewer chances to take your troops out because it's going to make that smoke expire a little bit sooner, which is going to be helpful as long as you drop your troops somewhat reasonably. You'll notice that I dropped my troops, then dropped the smoke. Do it in the reverse order. That way the SIMO has a couple fewer shots. Nonetheless, I'm going to switch accounts here. We're going to come back with a maxed account that does have instant training, and we're going to have a little bit of fun. So I'll be back in just 1 second. Please stick around. Okay, so we are on the namesake account. That is the zmoT account. What we're going to do here is we are going to load Grenadiers all day. Grenadiers don't really need any medics. Now I'm trying to figure out what hero I want to use. Let's have a quick look here and see what is going to range us. Now, Doom Cannons are going to be a pain. Grapplers are going to be a pain, but we've got shocks, so I'm trying to figure out if I want to just shock the grapplers and let Bullet stand out front and blast things away. I think that's the way I want to do it. I think that's going to be a little bit more fun and a little bit more interesting, so let's give that a shot. Could also bring Mr. Kavan just to get some healing in the back, but these Doom Cannons will be problematic. So, and you know what, so are those grapplers. Let's just do this then. I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to actually use my artillery tribe on the grapplers, seeing how quickly they go away. As you can see there, max level barrage, max level artillery, just doing huge damage. So getting rid of these grapplers will be the key choice here, I think. So down go the grapplers. Now we can have all the bullet fun we'd like to have. Going to drop him out front, and then we're going to drop all of our dudes in behind. That's going to help us let him just blow absolutely everything up. As long as, see those Grenadiers bunching forwards, not super duper awesome, but nonetheless, Bullet is standing out front like a true champion, just getting shot in the face. He is incredibly good at that. And then we've got some Bombardiers doing some pinpoint damage and some Grenadiers doing some overthrows. And we're just sitting here clearing and clearing and clearing. And this is why I love Bullet with Grenadiers, I should say. Just got to make sure that you let him get into the red. By letting him get into the red, he shoots faster, does more damage, and the more dead he is, the more damage he does. Now the problem is, obviously, we are in that mortar's blind spot, so needed to throw a shock out there. But overall, doing pretty darn well. Gonna get one more of those wonderful energy drinks out, and at this point it's almost time to retreat, or and or we're going to move away. You know what? Let's just move away. Hopefully, nope, didn't quite get him into that blind spot. But at this point, we have our Grenadiers clearing all of the things. Probably should have done this a little bit sooner, to be completely honest. Was a little bit delayed on moving the heck away. And we still do have a chance at the solo, but let's be honest. The fact that Bullet just died means we're probably not going to do it. So if you want to solo this, make sure you move the heck away from that Doom Cannon way, way, way faster than I did. Otherwise, you're just going to be losing Bullet, losing Grenadiers, and that Doom Cannon's going to eat you up for breakfast. So now what I need to do is I need to get rid of these mortars. Let's move right down into here, and then as soon as we get anywhere close, I'm going to throw... Uh-oh, that shock was just a tad late, but thankfully that mortar did not manage to take us out because it doesn't have quite enough damage. This is going to be incredibly, incredibly close. Medkits might be the difference in this one. But this attack, not ideal under any circumstances, but we're still doing fairly well, to be completely honest. The fact that we are getting somewhat close to a solo, and I have screwed this attack up fairly well, isn't terribly shabby. So I'm sure there are going to be solos out there all over the place. Curious to see how you managed to solo this. Obviously, my attacks were not super duper perfect under any circumstances, but nonetheless, let's get back in, finish this off with our instant training. Now, there's no point going... Actually, you know what? Let's just go straight for the core. I've hopefully had your attention for a total of 16 minutes now. War Factory videos tend to run a little bit long. I try to keep things to about 10 minutes, but that's not always the case. Almost done here. Seconds remaining as my kid sneaks in asking if I can unlock his device for him. We use Google Family Link, by the way, and it is fantastic. Letting the kids have device time on a schedule, and it's actually the only proper way you're allowed to let your kids have what's that called? Have a Gmail account. Apparently, it's the only way you can actually legally get them one under the age of 13, I think, or I don't actually know if that's the case, but nonetheless, if you have kids and they're at home, consider Google Family Link because it's awesome. Now, I have an iPhone. They have Android tablets, so that works out incredibly well. If they had iPhone device or iOS devices, it wouldn't work quite so well, but I thought I'd throw that in there because you can set up schedules for bedtime and give them bonus time, and I don't get any money for mentioning that. I'm just telling you that because I researched the heck out of all this stuff, and that was the best option we found. Their devices unlock after their homework's done at about 4 p.m., and then it locks at about 7 p.m. for bedtime. And during the day, if they want to chat with their buddies, we can give them like half an hour bonus time. It's awesome. Anyways, that's War Factory. Hopefully that is helpful for some of you, or entertaining or interesting or whatever it might be. If it is, again, please don't forget to throw that name in the creator boost. And otherwise, throw a comment, like, share, subscribe, click that bell, all of those YouTube things. And I'll be back tomorrow with some more awesome Boom Beach stuff. Make sure to come check it out. And I shall talk to you soon. As always, I'm zmoT. Thanks for coming in. Peace.